Hello everyone. So it turns out that last month, Carlee Russell was in fact faking her disappearance. And she's officially been arrested and charged for it now. People, including myself, were shocked and helped spread the word after hearing that a 25-year-old nursing student from Alabama claimed to have seen a toddler walking along the side of a freeway and then was kidnapped after she stopped to help this toddler. Well, it turns out that it was in fact a hoax. And it's honestly so frustrating that she did this because there are thousands of people out there right now at this very moment that are missing. And instead of talking about those people, showing their photos, saying their names, we were wasting our time talking about Carlee. And what makes this case even more frustrating is after she went and did that, she ended up having a party for her 26th birthday and acted as if nothing happened. On her birthday weekend, cars were seen piled up in front of her parents' home where she lives. Family and friends were photographed outside of the home dressed up. Later, Sheriff Durzis, who's been the one at all the press conferences and speaking and working on this case, ended up telling reporters that Carlee's disappearance was in fact a hoax, and ended up also reading a statement from Carlee's attorney, Emery Anthony, acknowledging that there was no kidnapping. Her attorney saying, and I quote, "My client has given permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident. This was a single act done by herself," end quote.
She is still dealing with her issues, but this is part of the situation that we're in right now. Well, I would like to ask the viewers to accept Carlee's apology, keep her in your prayers, and understand that we all are not perfect, and hopefully we can move forward with this. So,
just wow. But she did face consequences from all of this, not just in the legal front. She lost her job, her boyfriend ended up breaking up with her, and she is now facing criminal charges. Carlee was arrested last week, and we can now see her smiling in her mugshot, not a care in the world, and it really makes me wonder if she really does care that she did any of this, that she wasted people's times, that she took away from cases that are actually important, because in my opinion, it doesn't seem like she does. Either way, she is now being charged with 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement authorities and 1 count of falsely reporting an incident. Each charge is a misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond, and each is punishable with up to 1 year in prison. There's also a potential $6,000 fine if she is convicted. And from public opinion, it seems that people do want her to spend some time in jail. And honestly, really thinking about the fact that there are missing people out there that actually need to be talked about, I do think she needs to have some repercussions for this, especially for the fact that she's acting like she didn't do anything wrong. Yes, no one was actually hurt in this situation, thankfully. Thankfully, she was not kidnapped, and thankfully she did not go through the things she's claimed that happened. Thankfully, there's not a toddler out there on the side of the road that is being used to lure women, but there may be toddlers out there that are being used that need to be rescued. We do know for a fact that there are women out there who have been kidnapped that need to be rescued. She doesn't care that she just wasted everyone's time. I really don't care about the money that was wasted. I mean, money is a thing, taxpayers' money. But the fact that there are people out there that actually need to be saved and she was taking away from that, I think that's the worst part of all of this. That hundreds of people on the internet, news stations, were all talking and taking the time to talk about Carlee when she wasn't actually missing. Now, Carlee would eventually be released after posting a $2,000 bond, and she is just out there in the world again. Authorities also had this to say, and I quote, "We don't see this as a victimless crime. There are significant hours spent, resources extended as a result of this investigation, and not only that, but the many men and women who are civilians who wore those yellow vests on a hot afternoon and evening looking for someone they thought was abducted, trying to be of assistance," end quote. So yeah, I think the biggest issue with all of this is that she was taking awareness away from actual victims. Again, right now, I could be talking about someone who needs actual help out there, that is missing, that was abducted, that was murdered. But instead, everyone is reporting on this woman who was, who the hell knows where, sitting in a hotel room eating Cheez-Its for 2 days. She wasn't actually missing. And as I said, people are really upset about what Carlee did, and it now seems like Alabama lawmakers now want to make faking an abduction a felony. And then there's the other thing, the big why. Why did Carlee even do this? What was the point of all of this? She is a grown-ass adult. If she just wanted to take 2 days to herself, she could have just went and rented a hotel room for 2 days and went and sat there. Why call the police and report yourself missing? I did see some things online where people were saying she was trying to get attention from her boyfriend, who is now her ex-boyfriend. Why the hell go to this extent and waste all of these people's times? It's just ridiculous. But I also wanted to say that I do feel bad for Carlee's ex-boyfriend and her family if they actually didn't know that this was all fake. She, essentially made them look like fools at this point now, going on news stations begging for help for their missing loved one or who they thought was missing. They were fighting with people on social media over her, and meanwhile, she wasn't really missing. Her ex-boyfriend, Thamar Simmons, also deleted all of his posts after he found out Carlee was lying. And in a really strange twist to all of this, I seen that Thamar allegedly contracted with a popular nightclub promoter in Atlanta, Georgia, to be part of a party where he finds new love. The Instagram post reading, and I quote, "Carlee Russell's ex-boyfriend is coming to Atlanta to find love," end quote. So I thought that was a really strange plot twist in all of this. But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't apologize at all for spending the time talking about Carlee's case when we didn't know that it was fake. Still believe that we should believe people when something happens to them or they claim something happens to them. I don't want what Carlee did to take away from actual victims and people who actually have bad stuff happen to them and now make people not believe their stories and their situations and what happened to them. I think that would be a huge tragedy in all of this. And I think Carlee is just a very minuscule, like 0.1% where people actually lie and fake these kind of things. But what I do want to know is how you all feel about all of this. Do you think she should get jail time? Do you think that Alabama should change their laws and make this a felony? I think it would probably stop people from faking it, for sure, if they actually knew they were going to have repercussions. But let's have a chat about the conclusion of Carlee's case below. If there are any more updates on her charges and if this goes to trial, I will keep you all updated if you're still interested. Let me know if you want more updates on Carlee, but I would, of course, rather spend time talking about actual cases and actual victims. With that, if you're not subscribed, I definitely recommend you hit that subscribe button. It allows you to stay updated. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been posting more frequently, and that's because I have left one of my jobs, so I have a lot more time to focus on creating content and talking about cases. So if you want to stay up to date, subscribe so that you're notified when I do post, and I will be posting multiple times a week. As always, if you have any cases you want me to cover, let me know down below, and I hope you all stay safe out there, lock your windows and doors, and I will see you in the next video.